Hi guys, this is Braden with Fisherman's Source, here today to talk to you about 3 of my favorite striper plugs for the fall run. These are all stock plugs readily available in most tackle shops. Nothing here is custom, nothing here is, super hard to get or super expensive. The first one up is going to be the YO-ZURI TWITCHBAIT. This is the mid-size on this. This is the 1349, and this is actually the new pearl color. I really like this bait when the fish are on peanut bunker schools. I also really like this bait when the fish are a little bit neutral and not feeding super aggressively. It will subtly sink on the stop or on the pause, and as it sinks, it actually cuts back and forth in this sort of manner. I actually get a lot of strikes on the sink with this bait. Do not be afraid to let this bait sink down to the bottom of the water column, especially throwing it into a school of peanut bunker or something of that. I get a lot of bites just letting this literally dead drift or dead float down to the bottom as it goes beneath the bait fish. On the retrieve, when I start to retrieve it, it's done with a series of twitches, and it's a slackline twitch and then stop, and slackline switch and then stop, much like you would work a topwater walk the dog bait, but in a much slower action. The second bait is going to be the traditional DAIWA SP minnow. In this case, I like the chicken scratch color. For some reason, I just really like anything with some yellow on it here in New Jersey. The school bus is also a good color. The black back with the yellow also I really like. Very standard, throw it out, retrieve it super slow, little twitch here and there. The YO-ZURI LC minnow, also very good for the same thing. Tried, true, works best, I think, with relatively calm to moderately rough water. But a lot of nights this will be the first bait on my rod. And then lastly, we have the Super Strike Little Neck Swimmer, or what most of us would just call a bottle plug. This lure is really going to shine when you wind up with some really rough water. Right now we have the east wind blowing out there, churning up the surf. Or I also like it when I'm fishing the rivers or areas or the inlets with quite a bit of current. It will float at the rest, but when you start to crank it down, it'll go 3-4 feet down. This also has a really good solid rattle in it. I like this bait a lot in the bright colors, like the bright green. I fish this a lot, like I said, in rough surf conditions where that water's a little turbid, and I find this kind of helps them locate it a little bit better. All 3 are great baits. These aren't the only colors that'll work. These are not the only plugs in my bag, but if I was only going to take 3 out for the fall run as far as plugs available at most tackle shops, today, without spending $30+ on a bait, these would be the 3 that I pick. Thanks a lot, guys. Any questions, please drop us a question, and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.